Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel everybody, and welcome back to yet another GR Corolla video. I know we've been gone for a little while, but I thought we would start it off with a bang, come back, get back into the swing of things, start making videos again, and what better day than the 1-year anniversary of picking up our first GR Corolla. It's honestly mind-blowing to me. 365 days ago, we picked this thing up completely bone stock, and now it's sitting here with no motor, no trans, no brakes, no wheels, sequential. It made 450 horsepower. Hopefully, we're gonna be breaking that 500 horsepower mark soon, but we have a lot to catch you guys up on. It's been about a month since we've put out a video, and there has been so many changes, so we're gonna start walking through them. As you guys saw, I just pulled the motor out of the back seat of the Corolla. We had to get it sent off to a machine shop. Once Dave gets back, I'll have him kind of walk us through what they did and what work they needed to do to the motor to get it ready. The big mystery of this entire build has been, what are they actually building this GR Corolla to do? Alrighty. So if you guys have been watching the channel since the beginning, since we bought the GR Corolla, you guys would know that we actually bought the GR Corolla to compete in an event called Gymkhana Grid. Hoonigan was going to put on this event in memory of Ken Block. Gymkhana Grid was something that Ken had thought of years and years ago. They had a whole bunch of events over in Europe, a few events in the United States, but Hoonigan had this huge plan of putting on this event, and it was gonna be in the fall of 2023. And so when that news kind of came out, I had the light bulb effect go on, and I was like, hey, we should buy the GR Corolla, we should build it to race in Gymkhana Grid. And so we did. We bought the car, we started buying a whole bunch of parts. At the time, a year ago, there was no parts available for these things. Charles from Lamb Speed, he came in kind of as like a hand from God and swooped us up. He hooked us up with the turbo kit. He hooked us up with all of the info and everything we needed, the clutch, the whole drivetrain basically, he had already taken care of from the GR Yaris platform. So he was a really, really big help in getting this car dialed to compete in Gymkhana Grid. I don't know if you guys know, most of you probably do from watching Hoonigan videos. There's a guy that used to work there, his name was Ron. His Instagram handle is Ron Carr. He was actually building a Evo 8 or an Evo 9 that makes like 750 horsepower sequential, carbon doors, carbon fenders, like the coolest Evo you could ever build. The thing is so unbelievably cool. That was actually the car that I had kind of the inspiration for to build the Corolla. So in my mind, I was like, okay, Ron's Evo is here. We need to build something that could compete with it. We started building the car. The closer and closer kind of the fall of 2023 came, it came more evident that the event was never really gonna happen. So sadly, we had to kind of shift gears, like, okay, we spent all this money, we invested all this time, me and Dave had spent hours and hours tuning and testing the GR Corolla. What are we going to do? What are we gonna turn to? And we kind of both ended with, let's do time attack, right? Time attack has been exploding over the past couple of years, and especially through an event called Gridlife. Forza Horizon in real life, right? You have music festival at night and racing all day long. So we said, hey, let's go do that. That would be great to make videos for. That would be great to travel the country, meet a whole bunch of people, and let people see this thing, because this car is an absolute beast. With that, I want to announce that we are going to be attending the first real event that you guys can come out and see the GR Corolla. Is going to be Gridlife Laguna Seca at the end of September. I'll put all the info on the screen and down below in the description so you guys can buy tickets, so you guys can come see the GR Corolla in person. I know September is a long way away, but we have a lot of work left to do with the Corolla to get it ready for Gridlife. And of course, none of this would be possible without the help from MBRP. They're a huge help with the rally cars and the Corolla, as well as Charles from Lamb Speed. They help us out so much with anything that we need, any info. They support our team a bunch. So if you guys want to go down below, I will leave their links in the description as well. But with that being said, Dave just got back. I just heard his car roll in. The motor just got back from the machine shop, so he's gonna walk us through what's going on there. And then we have a couple other things that I need to update you guys on the GR Corolla. So without further ado, let's get Dave in here.
These motors are set up to be properly clearanced for the factory pistons. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a cast piston. It's not forged. It might be like a
semi-forged or something.
Powder forged, whatever they call it. It's not a nice machine piece. I mean, you can tell like the machining difference. Ignore my balance marks here, but these are gonna be a lot more durable because this is a 2016 alloy. So in the event that we do run into detonation, instead of cracking the pistons or shattering them or chipping them, these will have a tendency to ding or dent, and sometimes they'll even temporarily deform, but as they cool down, they'll actually resume their shape. But with this alloy versus the cast alloy, these have a tendency to grow with heat. So what does this mean? It means that we need to spec the bores of the block just a little bit larger to allow that thermal expansion. When they're cold, it calls for something like 3.5 thousandths of piston to wall clearance, and this might call for 1.5, maybe 2. When Charles sends you these pistons, they're actually spec'd to require a finish hone in the block. That's exactly what we ran into. I measured everything, and it needed a hone because the clearances were just a little bit too small.
Funny story about the torque plate. I told Charles that I wanted one kind of as almost like a display piece, because it is a really cool red anodized, you know, like piece that is all Lamb Speed branded. So honestly, this has been sitting in our reception for like the past month. And then Dave was like, hey, we actually need to use that.
Torque plate is meant to simulate a cylinder head being bolted to the engine. And what that does is it actually distorts the bores a little bit because of the clamping force. When they're tightened down, they pull a little bit on the deck surface, and that can distort your cylinders. And it actually did change the dimensions of the bores. I think it was 1,000th or 1,000th in some cases. And we did see where there were some spots where it ovaled and some spots where it tapered. And since we sent it to the machine shop with that, they bolted it on. They were able to finish hone it with the pressure applied. So now when I checked it here, everything was square.
So we have the motor here. Sadly, we are waiting on another set of piston rings. There was a little bit of an issue with one of them, and we want to make sure that everything is perfect before we go ahead and put the motor together, because we do not want to do it twice. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about actually the livery that we are running on the Corolla this year. As you know, kind of out here, we have one of our rally cars, and then the other one that's matching it is up there on the lift. We do take a lot of pride in designing the liveries each year using all of our sponsors and, you know, making it look good, making it show up on camera, pictures, media, that sort of stuff. We want it to stand out. We want to make sure that when people see our cars, they know it's us. And the same thing goes with the Corolla. So for this year, although we're not running an entire year of races, we are going to be doing a livery on the Corolla, which I'm super excited for. We aren't going to be doing a full wrap necessarily. We're just going to be doing kind of stickers around the car, but we are going to try and make it look really cool. I'm going to pop a picture up on the screen right now of the 1997 to 1999 Corolla that Toyota actually raced in the World Rally Championship. It was a Castro livery. It was green and red, and that is kind of the livery that we're going to take a lot of the inspiration for this year for the Corolla. So I'm going to be changing a couple of the colors. I'm going to be changing a couple of the lines. I'm going to be changing the branding all over it, but I'm really looking forward to transforming this car and making it look like the 98 Corolla that they used to race rally. I mentioned that we are going to be bringing the brakes to get powder coated. So they are all going to be powder coated in what we like to call Nemtech Blue. That's what I came up with as our logo all the way in the beginning a couple years ago. And the blue color shows up really well on camera. So I think that's what we're going to do here. A little bit of a teaser for you guys. I don't have a rendering that's good enough to where I feel comfortable showing it to you guys yet, but soon we will have delivery and everything done as well. Something to look forward to. And for the next video, we have actually, over the past couple of weeks, been doing a lot of research and development on downpipes for the GR Corolla. As you guys know, Ecutech's tuning has been progressing at a very, very fast rate, and we have been trying to keep up with it as best as possible. And we have been trying and testing and tuning a bunch of different intakes and a bunch of different downpipes. So look forward to the next video, because we have a downpipe comparison that you guys definitely do not want to miss if you are going to be modifying your GR Corolla. With that being said, that is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys watching. We hopefully are back with weekly uploads. So if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, and follow along in the journey of the world's fastest GR Corolla. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.